What's up, guys? Today we're going to be learning about photochemical smog. Photochemical smog is that weird brown haze that appears in urban areas on hotter days. And it looks like this, and it looks like this. The word smog is actually a combination of the words smoke and fog, and it was made in 1905 by this guy named Henry Antoine Desvoy, or Vox, or something, I don't know. I'll put his name in this general area when I make the video. And then he made the word in a research paper about smog in London. Smog appears because of solar radiation with airborne pollutant mixtures of nitrogen oxides and volatile organic compounds, because the specific component responsible is UV light. That means that the light from the sun reacts with all the stuff in the air and it makes that weird brown stuff. But at the atomic level, the forming of smog is very complicated. Or it's not that complicated, but it's complicated enough. To summarize, here's the equation, like here, kind of, maybe there, I don't know. But what's actually happening is this.
N2 and O2 are gases, and they're in the air, and they don't really react that much. But when people, like when it gets hotter, like when people start driving, like earlier in the morning, that causes the nitrogen to be burned or oxidized. It's the same thing, kind of. And they do react when people start driving. And that's this part of the equation. It's like the very first part. And that forms nitrogen oxide, which after a few hours, that combines with oxygen in this equation, this one right here. And then that equation forms nitrogen dioxide. After that, the sunlight provides energy and breaks up the nitrogen dioxide when a reduction reaction, or in a reduction reaction, in this equation, creating a single oxygen atom. That oxygen then reacts with oxygen gas, O2, to form ozone in this equation, and that then can react with nitric oxide in this equation. And the little arrow equal sign thing means that the reaction goes both ways. So yeah.
It was kind of a lot, sorry about that.
I'll probably speed it up or something.
But to summarize that, it's just the main primary pollutants, which are nitric oxide and volatile organic compounds. And volatile in this context means that it's easy to evaporate. Like, it doesn't have to be that hot for it to evaporate. And these come from like things like vehicle exhaust. Photochemical smog is a secondary, not a primary pollutant, meaning that it doesn't get released directly, but it forms in the air when sunlight and chemical reactions, or when sunlight causes chemical reactions between pollutants. And on top of all of that, when it's like not very windy, the smog happens faster. Like it forms easier because it makes it easier for the secondary and primary pollutants to build up. Okay. Smog is not good for the environment, and it's disgusting looking. Look at it, it's nasty. So it doesn't like have any redeeming qualities. For plants, the ozone in chemical smog makes photosynthesis go slower, and it also damages plant tissue and worsens crop yield, like secondarily. And it leaves nasty brown spots that look like this. Yeah. For us, for humans, the ground level ozone is a serious health risk, especially for people with asthma, bronchitis, or other respiratory conditions. And that's from Libre Texts. That's like the website that I found it on. Since smog is so bad, what are we doing to stop it? Like, are we doing anything? The answer is yes. We're working to fix it by reducing nitrogen oxide, which is NO with the little X. And we're also reducing VOC emissions by creating more strict standards on like automobiles and the cars we drive and stuff. We're inventing cleaner fuels, and we're using three-way catalytic converters because two-way catalysts, they don't treat these gases because vehicles are the main source of nitric oxide. Many scientists have also suggested that pumping gas at night instead of the day could reduce photochemical ozone formation by limiting the amount of exposure VOCs have with sunlight. VOCs plus sunlight equals smog. So, in summary, chemical smog is just a chemical reaction that makes a disgusting haze, and it's good for nothing. At least we're coming up with ways to stop it. I don't have anything else to say.